you touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
At about 4:23 p.m., Adura Aloba, Mohbad's younger brother, have sent me a DM after listening to me for a while and reacting in the comment section. When I realized I may not see.
It's not Adura Aloba.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay.
Please.
Don't worry. Let me finish my speech. Let me finish my speech. I have to continue my speech. Mommy Adura. Mommy, if we can love his brother, we will have to love him. Trust me. I will always hold my end of him. Okay, at about 4:23 p.m., I have to take you guys back so that you can be up to speed. Adura Aloba's Mohbad's younger brother has sent me a DM after listening to me for a while and reacting in the comment section. When he realized I may not see the DM on time, he wrote to the comment section asking that I check my DM. And lo and behold, he offered to give me a video recording of a fight that is sealed between the late singer Mohbad and his wife Cynthia. He demanded for 3 million naira. He went further to convince me by narrating how the violence between his brother and his wife resulted in Mohbad falling off the stairs and hitting his head to the floor. Something that can equally be linked to the bent neck in the casket, so much blood some few people found in the house after the singer had passed. The conversation went on for a while, with me playing along. I demanded to see at least the proof of a video existed, and he requested for my email and shared a 3-second partly censored image to me. When I downloaded, I previewed, and there was a violent argument in the video in the background. I probed further for longer and uncensored images, and the negotiation got stuck at that point. The following morning, I immediately informed the Deputy Commissioner of Police heading the State Criminal Investigating Department, that is DCP Lati. That is the main segment of the Lagos State Police Command, saddled with the ongoing homicide investigation. And I also reached out to the PRO of the Lagos State Police Command, Mr. Benjamin Hundeyin, and I sent the images to both of them. And in the course of our interfacing, the DCP acknowledged and then obliged me to come in with a petition to that effect, and which I sent in and he acknowledged. While I was expecting positive feedback on the news, on the new leads from Panzi, the next phone call invitation I received was from a police officer with the name Shedrack Enabo. He introduced himself as the investigating officer, that is the IPO, CP Special Squad, that is Commissioner of Police Special Squad 1. He reliably informed me on a case of impersonation brought to the attention of the Commissioner of Police by Adura Aloba, and that I should come so that he can intimate me of their findings and progress. I quickly reminded him of my earlier petition on the same matter to the State CID of the State Command. Of course, as a gallant of justice fighter, I had the appointment and I went straight to the CP's Special Squad 1. I attended the Special Squad 1. I met with the deceased father, Mr. Joseph Aloba, his lawyer, and one Mr. Aye Pareti. They were waiting there to also to see what was going on. The officer in charge briefed me and shared some detailed efforts. I commended them for the proactive approach and prompt public service delivery. I only noticed from his response and remarks that the case was not harmonized, because it's the same state police command, and it is the same command that is dealing with Mohbad's case. So I was expecting that the case would have been harmonized. And when I didn't see that, I said, okay, fine, no problem. I only At about 4:23 p.m., Adura Aloba, Mohbad's younger brother, has sent me a DM after listening to me for a while and reacting in the comment section. When he realized I may not see.
It's not Adura Aloba, sir.
Okay, we'll get there. When we get there. Okay.
Please.
Don't worry. Let me finish my speech. Let me finish my speech.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Madam.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Before we continue, I wanted to please hit the like button. Let's ping everybody else into the room. Welcome. Good morning, Natsu. Good morning, Jayola. Good morning. Let's ping everybody. Just help me hit the like button before we continue. I wanted to talk about this because I've seen since yesterday Mohbad had been trending again. So, but let's play this video and then let's play it again and then I'll be right back.
If we can love his brother, we have to love him. Trust me. I will always hold my end of him. Okay, at about 4:23 p.m., I have to take you guys back so that you can be up to speed. Adura Aloba's younger brother has sent me a DM after listening to me for a while and reacting in the comment section. When he realized I did not see the DM on time, he wrote to the comment section asking that I check my DM. And lo and behold, he offered to give me a video recording of a fight that is sealed between the late singer Mohbad and his wife Cynthia. He demanded for 3 million naira. He went further to convince me by narrating how the violence between his brother and his wife resulted in Mohbad falling off the stairs and hitting his head to the floor. Something that can equally be linked to the bent neck in the casket, so much blood some few people found in the house after the singer had passed. The conversation went on for a while, with me playing along. I demanded to see at least the proof of a video existed, and he requested for my email and shared a 3 seconds partly censored image to me. When I downloaded, I previewed, and there was a violent argument in the video in the background. I probed further for longer and uncensored images, and the negotiation got stuck at that point. The following morning, I immediately informed the Deputy Commissioner of Police heading the State Criminal Investigating Department, that is DCP Lati. That is the main segment of the Lagos State Police Command, saddled with the ongoing homicide investigation. And I also reached out to the PRO of the Lagos State Police Command, Mr. Benjamin Hundeyin, and I sent the images to both of them. And in the course of our interfacing, the DCP acknowledged and then obliged me to come in with a petition to that effect, and which I sent in and he acknowledged. While I was expecting positive feedback on the news, on the new lead from Panzi, the next phone call invitation I received was from a police officer with the name Shedrack Enabo. He introduced himself as the investigating officer, that is the IPO, CP Special Squad, that is Commissioner of Police Special Squad 1. He reliably informed me on a case of impersonation brought to the attention of the Commissioner of Police by Adura Aloba, and that I should come so that he can intimate me of their findings and progress. I quickly reminded him of my earlier petition on the same matter to the State CID of the State Command. Of course, as a gallant of justice fighter, I had the appointment and I went straight to the CP's Special Squad 1. I attended the Special Squad 1. I met with the deceased father, Mr. Joseph Aloba, his lawyer, and one Mr. Ayepareti. They were waiting there to also to see what was going on. The officer in charge briefed me and shared some detailed efforts. I commended them for their proactive approach and prompt public service delivery. I only noticed from his response and remarks that the case was not harmonized because it's the same state police command and it is the same command that is dealing with Mohbad's case. So I was expecting that the case would have been harmonized. And when I didn't see that, I said, okay, fine, no problem. I only
All right. So let's talk about this real quick before we go on about our day. Today's Thursday, the 16th of January. I know you guys have been saying yesterday that this year started with such a lot of basketballs already, you know, and it's crazy. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this. I covered Mohbad when he passed away, sadly, in September 2023. So it's a little bit over a year now. If you don't know who Mohbad is, Mohbad was an Afrobeat singer, rapper, I don't know what you want to call him, but yeah, he was a singer. I didn't really know him until he passed on, sadly, because obviously he got more popular after he passed on. His real name is Ilerioluwa Oladimeji Aloba. He passed on 11th of September 11. Can you imagine? That's that Twin Tower World Trade Center anniversary too. He was a singer, a songwriter. He was under the Malian Records. You know, he has the likes of songs like Momo, Peace. You know, KPK, Kupoke. You know those songs, right? So we covered it back then. He's also been associated with other artists like Rexy, I forgot his name now, the guy that was really fighting for him. But anyway, nonetheless, he's an Afrobeat artist. He was an Afrobeat artist. And then he passed on from some very unfortunate situation that happened at some events, some shows. His wife was there, some of his friends were there, and they've been trying to investigate what was the cause of death. Within 24 hours, they attempted to bury him with the help of the father, Joseph Aloba, and that was quite a suspicious move. There were visual pictures from the situation back then showing his neck was bent inside of the coffin. Bella Shmoda, thank you. You know, so there's a lot of suspicions around the passing of Mohbad. Eventually, they started, led by none other than Very Dark Man. They started to question. Some influencers started to question what was Wumi's involvement, that they wanted a DNA test of his child because he left a 5-month-old child at the time. The child must be going on 2 years or maybe more than 2 years old now, or somewhere around that, you know. And they were questioning the DNA of that child. So there's a lot of speculation around the passing of Mohbad. Eventually, Wumi's sister came on TikTok. Eventually, Wumi's sister decided to. They've been a lot of fallouts. Iyabo Ojo was involved because she wanted to fight for justice for Mohbad, to find out what happened between Mohbad and his past record label, Naira Marley, because there were allegations that they were threatening him and they were basically bullying him, you know. So Iyabo Ojo, she took up the bullying part of things. Eventually, even she herself collects till today from Very Dark Man, from Yomi Fabiyi. But the guy that was just speaking, if you don't know who he is, this is Yomi Fabiyi. Yomi Fabiyi is a very interesting character, if you will. Let me put it that way. Yomi Fabiyi, very interesting character. He's a Nollywood actor slash activist, you know. But just to bring you up to speed with who Yomi Fabiyi is, like I said, he's a Nollywood actor, you know. He's a household name. I think he also, if I'm not mistaken, he also comes to America a lot, you know. But some of the controversies he had more recently was he's had multiple controversies, but most notably was his support for the convicted child molester Baba Ijesha, and then he did a movie to basically paint the narrative he wanted in a movie called the Oko Iyabo, because it was also him against Iyabo, because they were fighting at that time to put the guy behind bars because he was caught trying to mess or even potentially allegedly AS a teenage girl. Anyway, he was convicted. Baba Ijesha, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's still serving time. Maybe he's been out. I'm not sure. I haven't been following. Okay. More recent event before this Mohbad story is Fabiyi claimed his life was in danger after speaking out about the death of Nigerian musician Mohbad, and I quote and unquote. All right, so he's been involved in this. So apparently he staged this conference call that you heard him speaking at earlier on, and you can see that Mohbad's mother was there. You can see that Mohbad's brother, I don't know if his younger brother, his name is Adura Aloba, was also there as well. And that's the video you're looking at on the screen, and you can see that there was an altercation between Mohbad's mother and Yomi Fabiyi while he was trying to speak. Yesterday there was a viral video that I didn't really understand, but you could see that Mohbad's mother was very, very upset. She stormed out of the building. She came back in. She started cursing with her breasts, her motherhood, and all that kind of stuff. You know how a Nigerian's mother get dramatic with this kind of stuff. Now, she lost her son, so I can only imagine what she's going through. All right, so that's the video we're looking at. So the couple of detail in that video that I want us to analyze. Okay, first of all, Yomi Fabiyi allegedly, according to he alleges that he was being offered 3 million naira for a video that shows a violent argument between Mohbad and Wumi. Wumi is this lady in between Mohbad's picture over here. Okay. That's Mohbad's wife, or Mohbad's widow, if you will. Who they share a son together. VDM was asking for DNA from Wumi. Wumi had in recent times said she's okay with DNA, but they never conducted the DNA. Keep in mind that up to today, Mohbad's body is not yet buried. He was buried actually within 24 hours, but based off of the public outcry, they exhumed the body. The Lagos State government exhumed the body. He's been inside of the freezer since then, because they claimed they were doing autopsy tests and all kind of stuff for the purpose of investigating what was the cause of his passing. All right, so that's what we're dealing with. Shout out to Natu and Dayola for being here early, fresh in the morning. It's fresh in the morning for me. Well, it's not exactly fresh. It's 10 a.m. But Jayola says it's so obvious that the woman who Mohbad was in bed with took his life. Hashtag crimes of passion. Hashtag anger management. It's crazy. That's why I said this is looking bad. That's why the thumbnail says this is not looking good for Wumi at all, you know. Now, what would be the ulterior motive? Well, like you said, crime of passion. There was a violent argument between a husband and a wife, particularly people that probably never value education when it comes to marriage and romantic relationships. Majority of us, we do not value. Okay, 90% of you watching me right now or later, you've never read not one leak of a chapter of these two books, and there's a good chance you've been following me for a while. Okay, why? I'll tell you why. Because you do not value education, educating yourself, not necessarily classroom education, just knowing that it's common sense is not good enough to sustain what we call a romantic relationship between two human beings in 2025 and beyond. You can no longer use common sense to do marriage. Okay. All right, so that will be those books are available with a link. It's a very small link in the description box below. All right, so that's why I know because they also there's a saying that if you want to hide information from black people, just put it inside of a book. Was I deliberately hiding the information? No, I'm just letting you know what's happening. Okay, but we can naturally fall in love with a person. We can naturally you can naturally get wet. Freak can naturally get heads on because you see a fine lady. So you start having sex. You think common sense will carry it until you start arguing and you start like, oh, it's just argument. Oh, the other person just doesn't make sense. No, it just doesn't make sense. No, you should know better. When you start hearing all those kind of things, it sounds like common sense. You might even have friends that will support you, right? In whatever side you fall on in the argument, but it actually has nothing to do with any of it. It's probably just mostly emotional turmoils, trauma, lack of knowledge, lack of skills, lack of game. But what do I know? I'm just here. There are many books on tons of books on Amazon that you can pick up, you can read. Even if you want today, AI can help you, but no, you get caught up in your emotions and you use common sense. And then what happens? People escalate arguments. Oh, that would never be me. Wait now. Hopefully in Jesus' name it will not be you. But it starts from a violent conversation escalating into a violent argument. Before you know it, somebody start getting angry. They never knew they could ever get that angry. So you couldn't tell them they will ever get that angry. In fact, many of them will tell you, me, raise my hands at a woman, that would never be me. Of course, women would never admit that they also tend to get physically violent with people. So until it's too late. That's what we're dealing with. That's what it sounds like right here. It sounds like there was a violent argument between husband and wife, and it went left, and they've been trying to cover up since. That's what it's starting to sound like based off of that video. All right, so Nata says, why did they want to pay so bad? What do you mean pay? I don't think you wanted to pay. The question is that why was somebody offering? The question I would ask is why was somebody offering a video showing what actually happened to his brother for 3 million naira? I would want to know that part before I even ask any further question. But it sounds like Yomi Fabiyi wasn't going to pay. It sounds like he said he got them to send a small 3-second clip that showed a very violent argument. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, looking like for me. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. Chinye, welcome. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. Yeah. Oh, that's what you mean. Okay. Yeah. So couples fight and sometimes it gets ugly. It usually gets ugly. And it's just that a lot of them will never know what happened. A lot of people have survived the moment when they used to fight dirty, and they don't share because it's a shame. You don't want it's a shameful thing to an extent. A lot of people don't want to admit that you've been in that situation where it actually got ugly. You banged the table, you threw something against the wall, and nobody got hurt. So you went past it. It's been 6-7 years. So you don't really see yourself in a Mohbad and Wunmi situation. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with. Just a lot of people underestimate what humans are capable of.
You think so they're wise?
All right, so we know because I know, because I'm a coach, and once I start hearing this story, majority of them they've involved themselves in physical violence. Yeah, but that should never be. You should leave. Well, how many marriages do you want to be breaking apart for every time? I've heard these stories. How many marriages would you be breaking apart? So, well, it's not worth it. They should not stay in marriage then. Well, it's not that simple. That part of the problems, you think this is a black and white situation. That's part of the major problems. Okay. It's a case-by-case situation. People, if you find yourself in a physical violence situation, people should instantly leave. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision, but you must instantly leave. Leave everything, leave it behind, and you can revisit the conversation later. The conversation, trust me, it's not worth it. But to just ask everybody to be breaking marriages apart just because you have an opinion on the internet, yeah, nah. His father wearing his clothes is a stance for seeking justice for his son. Oh, that's what he's saying. All right, good. It's a protest, I guess. Let's see here. All right, so I'm looking at some of the reports here. Let me just go back to this video. No, we already got the gist. 3 million. He's asking for 3 million. It's not looking good for Wumi. Looks like I don't think the motive is necessarily a matter of DNA. I think it was just a very bad situation that went left. And if we can get any lessons from this today, if you feel like a conversation is escalated, the other person is not hearing you out, it's time to take a break. It's a difficult thing to do. Let's not get it twisted. It's easier said than done. But this is your way out. This is the only way you avoid this kind of terrible story. It could be anybody. All it takes is a disagreement. That's all it takes. It takes a disagreement and a person who struggles with self-control. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. I hope that makes sense. That's all it takes. No, it doesn't take anger. Not yet. Anger is after effect. Anger is something that you escalate into. People don't just start with anger. It starts with a disagreement. A disagreement that you don't know how to disagree. It must turn into an argument. You must sell your idea now. My point is, once you start saying my point is, and you say that 3 times, it's time to take a break. It could be anybody. Okay? It could be anybody. The statistics show that it's men that commit the most violence. Well, the statistics is showing you the after effect of DV. Okay? Obviously, a typical man is much more powerful than a typical woman. The statistics does not show you who initiated what. It does not show you where it started from. Okay? It doesn't. Now, back in the days, I would call that common sense, but it is not. I have to spell it out. I've realized that I have to spell it out. Okay? There's a report here from yesterday on Premium Times saying Mohbad will be buried soon. Late singer's father's reveal. Despite widespread calls for justice, the cause of Mohbad's death remains a mystery, and his burial has faced significant delays. Okay? Joseph Aloba, the father of the late Nigerian singer Ilerioluwa Aloba, better known as Mohbad, has assured the public. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. The KPK Kupoke Kuna and former Malian Records signee died in 2023 under mysterious circumstances at 27 years old. His death remains shrouded in mystery, with a swift burial, later exhumation, and inconclusive autopsy raising more questions. Despite calls for justice, the cause of Mohbad's death is still unknown. You know why? Because somebody's actively trying to cover something up somewhere. Okay. Yeah. During an interview with content creator Mr. Lil Gaga on Wednesday, Mr. Aloba sounded optimistic about Mohbad's burial. He expressed concerns about the private autopsy process to ascertain his son's cause of death. All right, so they conducted a private autopsy. When asked about the widespread expectation for Mohbad to be given a proper burial fitting for the star, he His father stated, Mohbad is going to be very soon. What I am fighting for is the truth about my son's death. I am not fighting for property. That is minor. Oh, he should have said that's a no-no, not a minor. Baba Mohbad was moving mad, by the way. I know he, Mohbad, will be proud of it because he knows me and the kind of father I am. And I quote, he, Mohbad, was supposed to be buried immediately because of age and Yoruba customs. But when the people pressured the media and the government instructed him to be exhumed, they had a reason for that. And it's still not accomplished. Now is justice, Mr. Aloba said. Since Mohbad's untimely demise, Mr. Aloba has been a leading voice for justice. Despite his successive call for a second autopsy, his efforts have been met with mixed reactions. Only me knows what I'm going through, Aloba said. Addressing the mixed reactions to his public appearances, some people even said that if Mohbad hadn't died, I wouldn't be singing, but I will even say that I would advise that person to die first. Jesus. Violence. How can a father buy his son? He quizzed. The late singer's dad noted, and I quote, the government's autopsy results were unacceptable. The GoFundMe opened, which raised funds for the private autopsy who were permitted, is accountable. The autopsy result is out, but it's not something I can present to the public now. It's not accessible to me, the pathologist said. For him to have confidence in the court, he needs to hold on to the result until the coroner inquest is on. He can now go there and present it. Unavoidably, the court will ask the pathologist, who have you shared this result with? He needs that confidence to be factual. The spotlight has also been cast on figures like Naira Marley and Sam Larry, former associates of Mohbad, following allegations of bullying and the singer's subsequent death. Both were questioned by the police and granted bail. Yeah. So, Mr. Aloba dismissed suggestions of the Naira Marley's direct involvement in his son's death. I don't think they were directly involved, you know. He might have been, they might have basically caused his stress, you know, in so many ways, you know. Who is Yomi Fabiyi? Yomi Fabiyi is the person who was dragging with Yabo once upon a time on Baba Ijesha's conviction, eventual conviction. Guy that was messing with sexually assaulted a teenage person. Remember the princess, Baba Ijesha, Yabo Ojo? Yomi Fabiyi is an actor and an activist. So now he has interest. So he's filed petition. Okay. He's filed petition. So as a matter of fact, the more recent report that I really want us to look at is this report on Punch Nigeria. This addresses more so of what we're talking about today. So this will be a fresh report, so I don't bore you guys out. What time is it? Okay, got a little bit of time. So according to Punch Nigeria News, Mohbad's mother tackles Nollywood actor over allegations against singer's brother. Mrs. Abosede Aloba, the mother of the late singer Ileri Oluwa, aka Mohbad, and actor Yomi Fabiyi. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see. All right, back to Punch Nigeria News. So, Mrs. Abosede Aloba, the mother of the late singer Ileri Oluwa, aka Mohbad, and actor Yomi Fabiyi have clashed over allegations against the late singer's brother Adura. Punch Metro learned that Fabiyi on Friday, December 13, 2024, filed a petition at the Lagos State Police Command alleging that the deceased brother initiated an Instagram chat wherein he claimed to have video evidence of how Mohbad died. Why would Mohbad's brother be shopping such a video around? Isn't that crazy? Why shopping it for money? Fabiyi, in the petition he posted on the social media handles, alleged that the chat went on with Adura demanding the sum of 3 million naira to be paid in Bitcoin in exchange for the video evidence. Why would somebody be demanding that money be paid in Bitcoin? Because they're trying to hide their identity. Why? What is the interest? What's the motive of hiding such identity? That is crazy. That is wild. Your own brother. That is crazy. Okay, if I was fighting for justice for my own brother, the last thing I'll be concerned about is protecting my own identity. If that means take me away, I do have a brother. You guys have met my brother before. You can take me away if it means justice for my brother. Are you mad? Anyway, people are different, Sha. Like I said, the recent events with Fabiyi is that he claimed his life was in danger after speaking out about the death of Nigerian musician Mohbad. All right, so back to Punch Nigeria. Fabiyi in the petition posted that the Adura demanding the sum of 3 million naira to be paid in Bitcoin in exchange for the video evidence. However, Adura denied the allegation, stating that the chat was from his friend whom he had sold his phone to. All right, yeah, beg on, yeah, from his friend.
You are a mumu man.
Yeah, right. This is not looking good. Messy. Very messy. All right. So, speaking at the World Press Conference held on Wednesday at the Radisson Blu in Ikeja, Lagos, to demand justice for Mohbad, Fabiyi insisted that the message was sent by Adura, adding that he knew about his brother's death. Okay, Abosede, so if he was his friend also sent the small clip video, was also negotiating. They sent some kind of 3-second or 3-minute video with a violent argument in the background. Who sent that? Who was exchanging back and forth? Anyway, why did you have the video in the phone if they sent it from your phone without releasing it to the police or at least some trusted people, right? But anyway, Abosedewu reacted in defense of her son. Somebody said, what happened to Iyabo Ojo? She used to be involved. I think Isonu, I think she didn't want the Isonu. She was just done with they were probably dragging her family with the whole thing. Shout out to Very Dark Man. Anyway, Abosede, who reacted in defense of her son, said he would have spoken up had he known the cause of Mohbad's death. Because she said in that video, right? If you recall in this video right here, listen to this part. Let's see.
PM, Adura Aloba, Mohbad's younger brother, had sent me a DM after listening to me for a while and reacting in the comment section. When realized I may not see.
It's not Adura Aloba, sir.
Okay.
So you can hear her interjecting and saying, excuse me, sir. It is not Adura Aloba, sir. Right? So that's what the Punch News is talking about there. So in defense of her son, she was saying, because she didn't want her other son to be implicated, and she basically said people said that they should have spoken up, that nothing would have happened to Ileri, which is Mohbad Imole, right? That so she will speak up now. Nothing can happen to this second son, essentially. Displeased by the claim, she said she was not ready to lose Adura the way she lost Mohbad, while she also maintained that he knew nothing about the message. She said, they killed Mohbad, and you want me to lose his brother unjustly? He knows nothing about his brother's death. Do not implicate my son. I'm not happy that I lost Mohbad, because if he were alive, I wouldn't be sitting here with you. They took my precious gift away, and I won't let them take Adura too. It was Damola who used Damola. No, she's implicating somebody else's son. But hey, it is what it is. If I have to choose between me and you, I will probably choose me. She said it was Damola who used Adura's message to Yomi Fabiyi. He confided in me, and I even wanted to take him to court. Oh, okay. So we're getting some more information. When I challenged him, he apologized, begging me that he never knew that was how the matter would turn out to be. And at this point, this is Mohbad's mother talking, I'm quoting. At this point, I thought you wanted to launder my son's image. He has denied this allegation countless times, but you still called the press conference to taint his image. He has to narrate the full story as it came to him. Now, granted, Yomi Fabiyi's image with regards to his activism is a little bit funny sometimes, but it is what it is. You have to handle it case by case, right? Those who are using my son's death for their gains, I leave them to God. Okay, so is she accusing Yomi Fabiyi that he's chasing clouds with this? What's going on? This was how they stated. They started with Promise Mohbad. Nobody knows what I'm going through. Imole would not know what killed his brother and keep this quiet. Okay, that's what we're saying. So the friend grabbed the phone. Was it the friend or he sold the phone? Was it the friend who sent it, or he sold his phone to a stranger who sent it? Which one? These are the questions that are already coming to mind for me. I'm sure for you as well. In his response, Fabiyi said the content of the message was what mattered to him and not the sender. He added that he wasn't convinced that it wasn't Adura who sent him the message. He said, "There is no way I would wish Adura or Mohbad any harm. If it wasn't Adura who sent the message explaining Mohbad's death, would you want me to keep quiet? You weren't there when Mohbad died, so you may not know what happened." Okay, so this is Yomi Fabiyi talking to the mother. "All I am trying to say is that it was Adura's Andu that sent me the message. I don't have anything against him. When I saw the message, I thought you wanted to help your brother. If you make a mistake and the person collects 3 million naira from me," okay, the 3 million naira is funny. "Would you want me to keep quiet? I can't," he said. Okay, Mohbad died at the age of 27 on September 12th. Okay, so some people say September 12th. I guess the fight was September 11th. He did die overnight or something like that. With circumstances around his death sparkling, controversies everywhere. Social media, okay. Being a former record label signee of Malian music owned by Naira Marley, Mohbad left the label in February 2022. I don't think that label has been the same since then, by the way. Anyway, that's what I wanted to report really quickly this morning. Okay. Now, as far as the strained relationship and the paternity saga, Mr. Aloba was also questioned. This is Premium Times now. He was questioned in the interview. Remember that interview I was referencing earlier on, about his strained relationship with Mohbad's widow, Omowumi, and the ongoing legal battle over their son, Liam's paternity. The family has been embroiled in a dispute over Liam's paternity, with Mr. Aloba and Omowumi both accusing each other of stalling the court-ordered DNA test. Okay, so the court has actually ordered the DNA test. When asked about these tensions, the late singer Mohbad father said, "I'm not stupid. They did not just allow him, Mohbad, to perform his duty to my own life. With what I am experiencing now, the they is Mohbad's wife and her family." According to Mohbad's family, Mohbad's father, this is in-law Basbos. He's saying Mohbad's wife and her family have not. This is some of the stupidest part of our culture, sadly, and that's what's coming out of him. So it gets messy. It just gets messy. So now he thinks Omowumi is the enemy, no longer. It's not Naira Marley and Malian, according to him. According to Premium Times report. Thank you, Natu, for the $10. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Good morning. Good morning to you. I'm going to take a deep breath right now. All right, so I'm gonna thank you, Natu. I'm gonna play this video again, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna play the video. I'll be right back.
At about 4:23 p.m., Adura Aloba, Mohbad's younger brother, had sent me a DM after listening to me for a while and reacting in the comment section. When realized I may not see.
It's not Adura Aloba, sir.
Okay, we'll get there. When we get there. Okay.
Please.
Don't worry. Let me finish my speech. Let me finish my speech. I have to continue my speech.
Everybody has speech.
Mommy Adura. If we can love his brother, we will have to love him. Trust me. I will always hold my end of him. Okay, at about 4:23 p.m., I have to take you guys back so that you can be up to speed. Adura Aloba's younger brother has sent me a DM after listening to me for a while and reacting in the comment section. When he realized I did not see the DM on time, he wrote to the comment section asking that I check my DM. And lo and behold, he offered to give me a video recording of a fight that is sealed between the late singer Mohbad and his wife Cynthia. He demanded for 3 million naira. He went further to convince me by narrating how the violence between his brother and his wife resulted in Mohbad falling off the stairs and hitting his head to the floor. Something that can equally be linked to the bent neck in the casket, so much blood some few people found in the house after the singer had passed. The conversation went on for a while, with me playing along. I demanded to see at least the proof of a video existed, and he requested for my email and shared a 3-second partly censored image to me. When I downloaded, I previewed, and there was a violent argument in the video in the background. I probed further for longer and uncensored images, and the negotiation got stuck at that point. The following morning, I immediately informed the Deputy Commissioner of Police heading the State Criminal Investigating Department, that is DCP Lati, that is the main segment of the Lagos State Police Command, saddled with the ongoing homicide investigation. And I also reached out to the PRO of the Lagos State Police Command, Mr. Benjamin Hundeyin, and I sent the images to both of them. And in the course of our interfacing, the DCP acknowledged and then obliged me to come in with a petition to that effect, and which I sent in and he acknowledged. While I was expecting positive feedback on the news, on the new lead from Panti, the next phone call invitation I received was from a police officer with the name Shedrack Enabo. He introduced himself as the investigating officer, that is the IPO, CP Special Squad, that is Commissioner of Police Special Squad 1. He reliably informed me on a case of impersonation brought to the attention of the Commissioner of Police by Adura Aloba, and that I should come so that he can intimate me of their findings and progress. I quickly reminded him of my earlier petition on the same matter to the State CID of the State Command. Of course, as a gallant of justice fighter, I had the appointment and I went straight to the CP's Special Squad 1. I attended the Special Squad 1. I met with the deceased father, Mr. Joseph Aloba, his lawyer, and one Mr. Aye Pareti. They were waiting there to see what was going on. The officer in charge briefed me and shared some detailed efforts. I commended them for the proactive approach and prompt public service delivery. I only noticed from his response and remarks that the case was not harmonized, because it's the same state police command, and it is the same command that is dealing with Mohbad's case. So I was expecting that the case would have been harmonized. And when I didn't see that, I said, okay, fine, no problem.
All right. Welcome back. All right, so I just had to handle a call real quick. While we play that video back, that's the video that I saw this morning that inspired this live session. All right, and that was Yomi Fabiyi talking. Now, Yomi Fabiyi talking about this. There were some reactions. I'm actually going to look at some reaction on Instablog Niger. I see somebody said, let me see here. I'm going to read this out. And then we'll round off the session for this morning. Okay, there you go. So I see somebody said, make them carry all of them go drink Ayilala water. Lobaton, you guys know what Ayilala is? Ayilala is Ayilala, how would I say Ayilala? Well, some kind of ritualistic something that they could drink, and then it I guess spiritually expose who the culprit is. Shout out to the mom of 5. See, how long has this guy got this information before coming out with it? That's a good question. It's so much question, right? That this poses, you know. Yeah. Thank you, Chie, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. We'll go dance. All right, thank you for that. So back to some of the comments. Somebody said, I honestly think the mom knows the real story. Jay Sobai. The mom as how? What mom? She doesn't know anything. She's just real. I honestly think the mom knows the real story. She's aware that Adura knew about Mohbad's demise and the details of how it happened. Well, they probably know a lot, but she wasn't there, so she's probably just as confused. Wumi, Mohbad's wife, is involved, but then if the real story comes out, Adura will be implicated and might go to prison. Mohbad's mom don't want to lose another child to prison or buy, so she wants to sweep everything under the carpet and move on. That doesn't make too much sense. It's all about gist for them. They just acting like they care so they can keep getting more juice for the story. That sounds stupid. Somebody said we should commend actor Yomi Fabiyi. He knows how to pass his message in a manner you would digest it carefully without mincing words. Right. Idris Amotosha said, you want justice for your brother, but you are still demanding 3 million naira to provide the evidence that can get him justice. Lock the weary up ASAP. Problems. Anyway, Mohbad's spirit strong. He's fighting to get justice by all means. Somebody said, I've said it before and I'm saying it again. In my opinion, they should arrest everyone with Mohbad 36 hours before his demise without sentiments, because there is more to this revelation. Well, nothing profound about that statement. There's obviously more because there's no justice yet. A good example of a very useless brother wanting to trade his own brother's justice for 3 million naira. Olori Buruku Omo. Somebody said, one case, 800 investigators, 80 suspects, 0 proof, 0 evidence, all assumptions at this point. Yeah, I can rock with that. The evidence, at least we don't have the evidence. Autopsy gun stuff. What? May God help the case. So anyway, let's see. It's like this woman didn't want the real culprit to be caught. They are just hell bent on pushing the mud pie case on Naira Marley at all costs. I don't think it's about Naira Marley anymore. I think that's a mute statement now. Sorry. This woman knows what happened to that boy. She don't know shit, Jack. Anyway, from nurse giving wrong injection, drinking the salt. The nurse case is after they were trying to cover out, speculation. Potentially after he fell on his neck, there was a violent argument between him and his wife and the other boy that was arrested initially, which they ended up releasing. One of his friends, I forgot his name now. And they were probably just trying to treat it local. They wanted to cover everything up. They didn't want to take him to the hospital until it got too late. So the nurse is after the fact. The nurse giving wrong injection is also a crime on its own, but that's not what started the whole thing. So from nurse giving wrong injection, drinking a substance, air infection, and now pushing from stairs. One case, many stories. I think there's just more to go. All of it is, like that person said, it's all speculations at this point. Sadly, he was surrounded by the wrong set of friends and family. All these people are not very educated. So it's funny how nobody is faulting the brother for asking for payments before he releases an evidence that will give justice for his brother. Me, I don't ask. Oh, you didn't wait to hear mine first. Somebody said, Cloud Chaser, what on earth are you doing holding a press conference? It's an activist. Jesus. They won't let Yomi Fabiyi rest. Anyway, do you hold the position of Inspector General of Police? Somebody messaged him in his comments. Somebody messaged him with evidence in his comments. Anyway, I don't know. What do I know? Or are you the lead investigator in this case? It's important to allow justice system to run its course without unnecessary interference. He's also an influencer, right? He's also responsible for the information that comes to his inbox in that way. So let the proper authorities handle the matter instead of seeking this. But he has a right to file a petition. He has absolute right to file a petition if something like that came to him. Someone said, Yomi seeking attention. Is the family I blame for attending your press conference? Anyway, I got about 3 more minutes. Okay. The mom of 5 says, I love this dance. We started early. No, we still have a show later on. No, we have to talk about Dr. Cheyenne. We have to talk about Dr. Cheyenne. In fact, let me see. How can I pull this thing up? Oh, make I pull this up real quick. We have a show at 5 p.m. I will still come back at 5 p.m. Trying to pull up the thingy now. Let's see. Oh, let's go back here. Look at me, yo. We did not. Okay, so apparently super chats still work even if we didn't monetize. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to pull up the. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, so first of all, just in case you have an opinion about this or something, I'm going to drop this real quick. I've got about 2 more minutes. If you have something you want to share, I've got about 2 more minutes. I drop that real quick. Then I can now find this thumbnail to share. What is it? What is it? Show chats. Okay. All right, so in about 6 hours time we will come back here to talk about Dr. Cheyenne, this lady right here. Okay, it says dangerous, dangerous. Dr. Brian, this is fraud, not her, just this part. Single, 42, shalaye, bad advice, no marriage, no children. Actually, I think it's more about the shalaye and bad advice. If you've seen me cover her in the past, you notice that I probably gave her a pass. Like, it's okay, she can advise, she doesn't have to be married, but I think it's starting to go left. We're going to be talking about that. You know, shout out to Marriott. Welcome, Marriott. All right, so that's all I have for you. Let me know, what are your thoughts? What questions? This is my strong question for you. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. What questions do you have? We have this came up again now today, and there's a video floating around. Yomi Fabiyi has confirmed there was a violent argument between the wife and the husband. It looked like allegedly he fell off. They're saying he fell off the stairs, right? During a violent argument with widow Omomi, then wife, right? And we also know that Adura, Mohbad's brother, allegedly demanded 3 million naira to give this video. Somebody that was using his social media account. He's claimed that, he's basically making a claim that he sold his phone. Another story from the mother said, it was Damola, a friend, who was sending the message. So who knows what is what? Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified. But those are my questions for you. What questions do you have now that we have discussed? We don't know anything yet. I'll see you guys later in about 6 hours. Talk soon. Cheers.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.